Today I want to give a simple introduction to the multimeter, focusing on how we use it when repairing electronic devices, like iPhones, iPads, and Nintendo Switch consoles. A multimeter has many different modes and functions, but in most repair work we only need a few of them. For example, the DC voltage mode and AC voltage mode are the ones we use most often during diagnostics and troubleshooting. On the voltage section of the multimeter, you'll see a V symbol with a curved line above it. This mode is used for measuring AC voltage. When we switch to this setting, the screen will show a CV, indicating that the meter is ready to read alternating current voltage. When we switch to the isolated V mode with the straight line and the dashed line above it, this is the DC voltage setting. This is the mode we use for electronic repairs, because most circuits and devices like iPhones, iPads, and Nintendo Switch consoles run on DC power. So this is the main voltage mode we rely on when checking power lines and diagnosing faults. On the A range, you'll see both the straight line and the curved line, meaning this mode can measure both DC and AC current. However, we rarely use this setting in electronic repair, because most of the time we measure current by powering the device through an external ammeter instead of running the current directly through the multimeter. The MV range with the straight line and dashed line is the DC millivolt setting. This mode is used when we need to measure very small DC voltages with higher sensitivity. It's helpful for checking low-level signals in electronic circuits where the regular DC voltage range may not show the fine details. Now we move to the isolated OM range, the resistance mode. This setting is used to measure how much resistance a component or circuit has. It helps us check whether a part is within its expected value, whether a line is open, or whether a component has drifted from its normal resistance. Next is the continuity and diode mode, which is one of the most important settings when repairing electronic motherboards. In continuity mode, we check for broken lines, shorted capacitors, and any solder points that may be shorted together. This is the mode we use constantly during board-level diagnostics. The diode mode is also very useful. It allows us to measure the voltage drop value of each solder point, and we can compare these readings with the board's reference chart to identify faulty areas or abnormal lines. Now, let's look at the 4 input ports at the bottom of the meter. The 2 ports on the left are for measuring current, one for small current and one for high current. Since we rarely measure current directly in motherboard repair, we won't go too deep into these ports. For electronic repair, the port we use the most is the COM terminal. This is our main ground or negative connection for almost every measurement we make. Next to it is the upper input port, which covers all the measurement modes we normally use: voltage, resistance, continuity, diode, and more. Each multimeter may label these icons differently, so you should always check the markings on your own meter to know exactly which functions are included. Now we can connect the test leads. Insert the black lead into the COM port, which serves as our ground connection. Then insert the red lead into the upper multifunction port, which is used for all the measurement modes we need during electronic repair. Alright, now let's begin testing. With the black lead connected to COM and the red lead in the multifunction port, we're ready to start measuring and see how each mode works in real repair situations. When the multimeter is set to the voltage mode and the probes are not touching anything, the reading may jump around. This is completely normal. In voltage mode, the meter has a very high impedance input, which makes it sensitive to tiny electrical noise in the environment, things like static, nearby power sources, or even your hands, so any floating or unconnected probes will pick up small signals and cause the numbers to fluctuate. When the 2 test leads touch each other, the multimeter should normally display a 0 reading. This simply means there is no voltage difference between the probes, so the meter shows 0. One basic use of the DC voltage mode is identifying the positive and negative sides of a power line. Normally, the red probe represents the positive side, and the black probe represents the negative, or ground. So, when we measure a power source, and the reading shows a negative value, that means our probes are reversed, the positive and negative sides are swapped. So, when we're repairing electronic devices, especially when reconnecting a battery, make sure you never reverse the positive and negative sides. If the battery is connected the wrong way, there's a high chance it can cause damage or create new faults on the board. Under normal conditions, when we measure a voltage point, the reading should appear as a positive number. That positive value is simply the actual voltage at the spot we're testing. As long as the probes are placed correctly, red on the positive side and black on ground, the meter will show a positive voltage reading. Now, let's use the DC power supply connector to create several sample tests. Normally, when we connect a power source, we must go from positive to negative, and the same rule applies to this DC power supply. When we place the red probe on the left side and the black probe on the right side, we can see the meter shows 4.2 V点. This clearly means the positive probe is touching the negative side of the power source, and the negative probe is touching the positive side. This shows that the right side of our power supply is the positive terminal, and the left side is the negative terminal. So now we know that when we reverse the probes, we will get a positive reading. So when we connect the power source to the motherboard, we must never reverse the direction. Alright, now we'll connect the DC power supply leads to the motherboard and briefly demonstrate how we check whether the power lines are working properly during repair. When we measure the motherboard, the negative probe can usually be placed anywhere on the metal shield, because all of these shields are connected to the board's ground. Then we simply place the positive probe of the multimeter on the point we need to measure. For example, when I touch these points, some show 4.2 volts and some show no value. This is because the 4.2 volts points are directly connected to the positive terminal of the power supply, while the others show nothing since the motherboard is not powered on yet. And the main power IC hasn't distributed voltage to the other chips and points. Now let's use the schematic to explain how to read the general voltage distribution on the motherboard. When we click on this capacitor in the schematic, we can see the voltage value. Remember, this is measured when the device is powered on. It shows 2V625, which represents 2.625 volts, and this capacitor below shows, which means it has 0.83 volts. Alright, now we have a basic understanding of how to read voltage values on the schematic. The same principle applies to other points as well. For example, if your LCD suddenly has no display or no backlight, you can check the voltage values shown on the schematic and measure them while the device is powered on to see whether the supply voltage is present and whether it's within the normal range. Alright, now let's go back to the motherboard and use the multimeter to check whether these two capacitors have proper voltage when the device is powered on. First, we use tweezers to short the contacts on the power button connector to start up the motherboard. Once the motherboard powers on, before it enters standby mode, we measure these two capacitors. We can place the negative probe on the surface of this chip because its surface is grounded. Then we place the positive probe of the multimeter on the point we need to measure, and that gives us the voltage reading for that spot. We can see that the 2.6 volts and 0.8 volts readings match the values shown on the schematic. So we can conclude that the power supply at these 2 points is normal. So that's the basic principle of using the multimeter in voltage mode. We identify a ground point for the negative probe, touch the positive probe to the spot we want to measure, and compare the reading with the schematic. If the measured voltage matches the expected value, we can confirm that the power supply for that point is functioning normally. Lastly, each contact point on these connectors can also be measured according to the voltage values shown in the schematic. This is very useful during repair and helps us identify the exact fault location. Alright, that's all for this section. We'll continue in the next one. That's all for today's video. Hope you found it helpful. Every small detail makes a big difference in repair work. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tech repair tutorials.